What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Say What's Real. I'm Nick.
I'm Spike.
Today we come to talk about 28 years later. You see the get up. We're going to talk about a little bit of WNBA, Ironheart. But let's get straight to it. 28 years later. What'd you think?
28 years later. Can you believe this is a sequel from 2002?
Crazy.
Crazy to think. This movie is completely different from the last two, 100%. So, honestly, to be honest with you, this was a solid, good movie. I did like a lot of things about this movie. We'll start with the storyline progression with Spike and his relationship with his father and his mother and the differences between the two. With his mother, he had to be tender, loving, caring. He had to make sure everything with her is okay because she had this mystery illness that we find out at the end was cancer. With his father, he gets to go and begin the movie. He gets to finally go on his first mission. He gets to go kill some motherfucking zombies. Everyone in the town's like, good luck, Spike. Everyone's welcoming him. How you doing? All this other stuff. Him and his dad look like it's going to be a great father-son story until he sees his father eating some, kitty cat and wanting to fuck, and then it goes downhill from there. So I did like the transparency between him and his parents. I really thought, it was a good storyline, man. Seeing him at only 12 years old and seeing him grow up from the beginning of the movie to the character development by the end of the movie. I ain't going to talk too much about it, but I want to know kind of how did you feel about the storyline first?
This was one of the first times I almost walked out of the fucking movie, bro.
Walked out?
Walked out, bro.
Why? Why wouldn't walk out?
So, I have a pet peeve with kids and movies and TV shows. So, when this one comes on, I see the son, I'm like, okay, he might not be too bad, but when the father gets him out there, like, hey, go get your first kill, and he's already being on some big shit, I'm like, here we go.
That's realistic, though.
It's realistic now. But it just started irking me over and over again. It started mounting. He sees his mom he see his mom, she's sick. His dad go out there, going to go eat something. and he stepped to his dad like he's tripping. I understand it, but it was just like, bro.
Stepped to his dad, and his dad took that shit from him quick as fuck.
Come on, bro. I was like, all right. And then they make the story, oh, you know what? I was scared the whole time out there with my dad. I'm going to go lead this bitch by myself and take my mom to the mainland by myself. I said, all right, that started to annoy the shit out of me. When they get to the mainland, I'm like, you don't have balls, kid. Like, you're not there yet. I almost walked out when the infected one started crawling up on him. Until they showed it was his mom, I stayed. I was like, all right, that made it better. But the story involving this dumbass kid really pisses me off, bro. That's what I'm gonna say about the storyline. I got a lot more to say, but the kid stuff just really pisses me off, bro.
Come on,
I hate that shit, bro.
This was a good storyline for the kid. Remember, they said, hey, he ain't really supposed to be out here until he's 14, 15. Remember, he's only 12.
I know.
So he's showing a lot of courage here. I mean, listen, he grew up very, very quickly. And listen, that boy got bad as hell with that bow and arrow, man. He was looking kind of cool with that bow and arrow now. Now, his dad was a badass. His dad was killing him left and right.
His dad was raw.
Yeah, his dad was raw. I did not really, to me personally, I don't want to talk too much about personal experiences. I'm going to say this. Even as a boy, you know what I mean? Even when your father messes up, even when you see your father cheating or whatnot, you're not going to be acting like that.
That's what I'm saying,
Because at the end of the day,
what?
he's still, most of the time, I feel like most of us men, if our fathers are still in our lives that late in life, 12, 13, 14 years old, we still see him as a role model, someone to look up to. Regardless of what he did or does, as long as he's there for me, you still are going to want him in your life. Seeing him cheating and acting like that.
Bro, it was wild. I was like, here we go. This another kid. Hey, stay right here. And he's going to do the complete opposite. I personally don't like those storylines with kids. You tell them, hey, don't do this. They going to do that. Stay right here. They gonna fucking leave. They just never listen. And I didn't like that it was revolved around him. I was happier when the dad and the son was out there because I'm like, oh, the dad and the son, they gonna get stuck out here. They gonna have to fight their way out. It's gonna be dope. And then they gonna get back home.
Well, I mean, this is kind of the modern age story, though,
Yeah.
right? It's either gonna be a child or it's gonna be a woman. That's the way it's gonna be. It's not gonna be ever anymore. And I did enjoy seeing the father and son storyline in the beginning, especially a lot of that action, because I felt like the action was underwhelming in this movie. I don't know if you agree or not.
Yes.
But I felt the action was underwhelming. I thought the story is what made this movie good for me. It was not the actual action until the end. The end action was really good.
That was the main reason I wanted to walk out. Like, one, I was annoyed with the kid. And then two, the action, it wasn't scary at all. There was nothing in there that made you say, oh, there's nothing like that in the movie. And then the slow ass kills, they in there, they're just shooting the big zombies. I'm like, all right. The thing that really made me stay was Edic.
He was hilarious.
Bro, when he popped in, I got invested in the movie. He brought a comedic relief. I liked how the part where he's showing him the cell phone,
yeah,
and then he like, hey, that's my girl. And Spike's like, hey, damn, something wrong with her face.
Yeah. Obviously, she's had
that was
injections
funny
and stuff like that.
But man, I gotta talk about my favorite part, bro. These alphas, these motherfuckers, bro. The alphas were getting off, bro. I was like, because the first time they ran into him, he was on their ass, bro. He was not stopping.
It is nice to see zombies, alpha zombies, who actually have a brain.
Yeah.
Who actually know what the fuck they're doing and not just getting shot up.
He was on. He said target up, going to go get. And I was just like, damn, like that was intriguing to me.
Because what the alphas did to the Navy and that little when he tore him up.
The kills weren't when the alphas was snatching off heads and taking the spine with it. I was like, oh, that's so raw. Like,
I would have liked to see more of that.
Yeah,
I feel like there wasn't enough.
And when I thought about it after the movie, I was like, it wasn't that bad. It's just a personal thing. I was just annoyed with the kid. But outside of that, I love the alphas. Like you said, the progression was good.
I'm saying, I thought, I know you don't like the kid, but I thought it was a very good storyline, especially between all of his parents. Mm-hmm. Even when they met, they met the Navy sergeant guy. I thought that was great because, we had to see modern day, right?
Yeah.
He has a phone. He's telling him stuff that he doesn't know anything about because he's been quarantining in one little place. So he's telling him about 2025 basically. So that was cool to see.
That was a great part too. Now the doctor, I thought he was psyched out, but he actually was cool.
Yeah, that was the thing. Obviously, we found out that the father had been lying for all these years. He didn't know exactly what the mom had, but he knew the mom was dying, and he knew that doctor was out there, and he didn't want to go and find the doctor and see what was going on. It looked like all he cared about was his dick, and that's what I think Spike kind of saw.
I don't know if it was that. I don't think it was that.
That's what it looked like to me. Think about it.
From one party?
That, to me, when they showed that was basically showing you that's how it is often. Like that wasn't the first time he met that woman. This is an affair that had probably been going on for a while. It wasn't like a one-time thing. Because he was too ready to get that thing on. Let's get it on.
Yeah, he was in there. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Because this is supposed to be your wife. And you're not trying to find this doctor. Oh, this doctor, he's made up this looks like outlandish story.
Well, one is because they came to the mom knew it was probably cancer. They probably already came to conclusion what's going on. They know she's on the pass.
She did say that, but they didn't know how much it spread until she found out from the doctor.
And I don't know who be writing these movies and TV shows, but this whole movie could have been solved if they just communicated. Like if the dad say, "Hey, there is a doctor out there. Yes, he's like mentally psyched out or whatever. Don't do it." Because you remember, he's like, "Why? What's the fire out there?" And the dad didn't want to talk about it. It would have stopped him from wanting to go out there. And then two, if the mom said, "Hey, son, I'm not gonna be here too long. I got cancer," because if she assumed that's what she had, she could have just said that. It would have saved. They wouldn't have left. That's why I was like, why y'all write that? It's like the whole movie could have been solved if the parents had just talked. And I'm like,
But that's how you have a 2-hour movie.
Yeah,
That's how you get
I
there.
get it. That I think they could have did something. I liked when the dad and the son was out there in the mainland by themselves. I like that better than him going by himself. We ain't gonna even talk about the mom killing a zombie, and then acting like she don't remember what happens, and then it's like, oh, she's pointless the rest of the movie. I'm like, what the fuck?
Listen, she's protecting her son. She saw her son was in trouble, and that's what a tending, loving care mother is gonna do. That's the way I seen it. That's the way I saw it.
Did you like the pregnancy scene? The birth giving of the zombie infected?
So, to me, when that was happening, the only thing I think about was, why didn't they just take her out right off rip? And because you do not know if that baby was, I understand the baby ended up not being infected.
Yeah.
But in the way I'm thinking, the baby's infected because why wouldn't I think that? It was just very weird how they took care of the baby, especially the way the mom, once again, but that's the thing about a mom. A mom is always going to show that tender, loving care, and that's what she did for that baby. Did I like the pregnant? No, I did not.
Yeah, bro.
I did not. It was OD, but I understand why they did it. I understand why they showed it. I'm not mad at it.
I was actually cool. I liked the scene. I was cool with it because, like, it reminded me of The Last of Us.
Yes.
So in The Last of Us, when the mom, she's getting attacked, she cuts the cord, and so the baby is not infected, or it has DNA that can't be contaminated or whatever, for however they spin that shit. But that's why I liked it, and I like the baby aspect, adding it to it. And then when Eric, he's like, "Hey, stop! Da, 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 I'm about to shoot."
Yeah.
And then he
The
gets his shit
alpha,
ripped, bro.
amazing.
That was so
Perfect part.
Like I said, when Eric, that's how he said it, right?
Yeah.
When he popped up, the whole movie just got better to me because, like, before that, I was about to leave, bro. I was about to leave. It was slow, and the boy, he's sleeping outside. I'm like, this slow ass zombie. I'm like, oh my god, bro.
I was personally enjoying this movie. I enjoyed all of it. I enjoyed every minute of the movie.
Like I said,
will I go real gold? No.
Hell, no.
I'm not going in there, but I will say it's better than just streaming it. I'm going to go grab my popcorn, watch the movie. That's the way I would see it. It was enjoyable. I have no problem with the kid because I understand, listen, that's the day and age we're in now, Nick. It's either going to be a kid or it's going to be a woman. It's never going to be anymore a father and son story. We've had many of those, and they see that that's not going to produce. The way of Hollywood now is either it's going to be a kid or it's going to be a girl boss. It's the way it is.
So I will agree it's popcorn worthy. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. Definitely ain't real gold. And it's not streaming. Like, I wouldn't do it that way. I was just annoyed the first 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
When Eric popped up, I actually really enjoyed the movie. Like, I really enjoyed it. The kills were good. The alphas were great.
My negative really is I would have just wanted more action, especially in the climax. I think, the climax of the movie where they're running away from the alpha, the doctor with the baby and Spike, where they're underneath like a little bunker, and you don't get to see the alpha's face or body. You see the arm grabbing after the doctor, and they stab him or whatnot. I would have liked to seen the whole alpha. I don't know.
That was really underwhelming.
Yeah,
now that I think about it,
that was just like that climax to me just wasn't it. It wasn't it.
That was really underwhelming. Now there is going to be a part 2.
Yes.
And
that part 2 looks like it's gonna be lit.
When they showed up, I was like, oh, okay,
that's the type of action we needed from beginning to end.
That's what I was saying.
I want to see.
I was just about to say that. I was like, that's when they want to start doing some shit.
Yeah.
Now I will say, they did some corny ass shit with the jumpsuits and the red, green, blue. I was like, what is this corny ass shit?
I did like that they weren't scared. They had their weapons and they just took care of business. I enjoyed that a lot because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's way more time consuming to be doing that bow and arrow shit.
Yeah,
like it takes too long, especially when you're small like Spike. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that experience still. It's gonna be good that he's gonna team up with this guy, and this guy's gonna teach him, hey, this is the real way of killing zombies.
Why do you think they didn't have enough zombies? Like, why do you think because they really wasted our time with the white cover ones, like the mudded ones. They wasted our time with those. Like, why didn't they have more aggressive ones? Like, obviously the alphas, there was 2 of them, But why didn't they have more like the regular infecteds running around? Like, you think they just wanted to keep it?
I think because there's another one coming out. I think it's January. I think they're trying to build up to it. You know, okay, we're starting with this one. I think it's gonna get progressively better because obviously I'm excited now from the ending ending scene. I'm excited for the next one. I think the next one's gonna be even better. It looks like the action of that movie is gonna be hitting.
And we actually get to see the little boy Jimmy
grow.
We actually get to see no Jimmy from the beginning of the movie.
Jimmy, okay.
And at the end, he got the chain.
Yeah, the chain.
We get to see his side of it.
His side,
He finally pops. Because I was right. Is that Spike? Or I was thinking the little boy in the beginning, the priest-son, was Spike's dad. That's why I was sitting. I'm like, what the fuck? And then for him to pop up at the end, I was like, that's actually dope. That actually made me want to say, when is the next one? When is the next one? We already gave our ratings, right?
Yeah, for me, this is popcorn worthy. Y'all should definitely go see the movie. Popcorn worthy. So if I have to give a rating, I'm gonna go 8 out of 10.
7.5. That's I hate saying 7, bro.
I mean, but from what you kind of described about the movie, that's kind of where you have it at.
Yeah, that's about right. Now, Disney Ironheart is here. I'm showing excitement. I'm not really that excited. I'm just capping. Ironheart, first 3 episodes came out. What'd you think? You want to do episode one at a time, or you want to talk about them all together? How you want to do it?
We'll talk about them all together.
All right.
We'll talk about our girl Riri Williams. I mean, where do we start, right? She gets kicked out of school, right? Kicked out of school.
Did she really think that she could sell projects to other kids and not get in trouble around the city?
Yeah, for someone who's supposed to be
a genius,
that was...
All right, continue.
So, she just wants to build, this suit, right? She wants to basically have this suit be perfect, right? She, obviously, because of who she lost, her stepdad, who was like a huge, huge Tony Stark fan, all he would do is talk about Tony Stark, that inspired her to want to make suits or whatnot, right? And that's cool, whatnot. So basically, she has to make a lot of money. That's how it is, right? She's like, Tony Stark had all these resources. He was a billionaire. That's how he was able to make these suits so perfect. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. She's trying to find ways to get parts and stuff like that. Though. Basically, the whole episode before.
So right where you stop there. How are college students going to fund her enough money to pay for gear like that? I thought about it. I was like, that suit look pretty high tech, and a lot of things on that suit doesn't look like you can just pay for off selling some shit for some college kids. I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting choice of interesting route for them to say, like, hey, she just sold to different college students, and that's how she got what she has now. And I'm like, I think you need way more money than that. That's an iPhone costs $1,200. Like, you need way more than. But that's just me being nitpicky. But
I mean, yeah. Obviously, she gets kicked out of school. She has to go back home. Her mom knows about it. Gotta be honest with you. I think her mom should be more upset. I mean, at least in my household, a black mother would be highly upset getting expelled. The first thing she did was give her a big old hug when my mom would have been yelling at me right when I got in the door. There would have been no type of love. Like, it was like they kind of brushed it off. Like, the mom kind of brushed it off a little bit. Like, oh, I talked to the janitor, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about you, but getting kicked out of college, that's kind of a big deal. But, that's here or there. She got to leave and go right with her little, looks like love interest. And it was kind of like, okay, like there's no consequences.
I actually didn't even think about that because they didn't want it. They didn't want it to be important. So,
but
I
it's
didn't
like
give a fuck.
We're black. We know how our parents would be tripping, big time. If we got expelled.
Now, to that point, one of the things I love about the show is being black. It felt black. Like that was one of the things I
With Ryan
really
Coogler
loved
being the
about it.
director,
Yes,
I knew it was gonna feel that way.
like I was like, man, it feels good. I'm not mad about her being black. I'm not mad about her
No,
being a woman.
love it. I love that it takes place in Chicago. I love that she lives in the hood. When they seen a white person coming there, they're like, "Who is this white guy?" Like, I love that because it's so realistic.
I know there's a certain group of people that's not gonna like this movie, and I didn't expect them to. But if you like me, shit, you gonna enjoy this. Like, I enjoyed it so far. 3 episodes in,
Every episode got better
absolutely.
from episode 1, 2, and 3. Like, I started getting a little bit up from my seat when it got to episode 3 because the action really picks up.
Now let's talk about Joe. That's his name, right?
Oh, Ezekiel
All right.
Obadiah, yes, Stain.
One, how they introduced him, I didn't like how they introduced him. So she pops up on him and she's like, hey, give me this shit. And I'm like, why didn't they just say, hey, I'm here to buy or I'm here to negotiate or something? It was just more like, hey, I'm here and I'm going to take your shit. I'm a snitch. I was like, what? I didn't like how they did that.
Because it's on the black market.
Yeah, it didn't feel smooth. And for him to be a prominent character, I'm like, why didn't they give a smoother approach to that? Because he was just like, oh, okay, no telling me, and okay.
Well, they tried to show that he was a wuss from the
Yeah.
lady coming and having her dog shit in his lawn.
But I was like,
That he gets ran over all the time.
I was like kind of cool on him. I knew that was going to be like her sidekick, or I knew that he was going to turn out to be something.
They did give me a surprise that he ended up being
yeah.
Obadiah's
That
son.
that made more sense to me.
I do like the legacy character. It's a legacy
Yes,
character.
absolutely.
I love that.
That's why I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm cool with him. But the way they introduced him, the way they had him, like, had her and him, like, she just come there, hey, this my Iron Man suit thing, give me your shit. And it was just like,
He took her right to it, no problem.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Gave her everything she needed.
Yeah, there was no, like, promise of money or, it was nothing. It was just like,
No.
I'm going to just take this girl all the way to my hidden spot with all my good shit and just be like, hey, take what you want. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't think that was the best approach.
And I don't like how these people don't know, like, well, him. How do they not know her? Like, oh, you're Riri Williams. You're Ironheart. Because it's pretty known now that she is Ironheart. People know her as Ironheart.
I don't know, because the way they have it, they don't even know she's a hero. She's just here, just getting this suit because she just wants to get this suit. Like that's the reason she's.
Well, she's a criminal, but it's like you see how people around the neighborhood, they all know her. Oh,
yeah.
Like you.
How he don't know anything.
Yeah. How does he not know her, right? And obviously, when you go into, remember she went into like a little place with the parts, and it had pictures of her like all over. So she's obviously known.
Yeah, how didn't he know? That's a good point.
No one's like pointing
Great
that
point.
out.
You know, we can be nitpicky. We ain't gonna really rip it apart. We enjoyed it, obviously, but there's a lot of things that they could have did differently.
Yeah, obviously. So here's something I enjoyed. Okay, so in the comic books, her AI is actually Tony Stark, but of course they're not gonna do that here because they can't afford Robert Downey Jr. on a Marvel Disney Plus TV show. So what they did was they used her best friend Natalie as the AI, which was a very, very good touch. Really like that. I love the relationship between the two of them. Obviously, you can tell like these two are really, really close. Really enjoyed that. I think that was a really good touch. And they used the girl from This Is Us, and I love This Is Us. So I really enjoy seeing her back on screen. But I really like their relationship, and I think it really brings a lot to like family and friends. All the relationships between her and her mom, her and her little love interest, like everyone's really close. And all the flashbacks too are very, very good touch, especially of her stepdad. Love all that.
Before we leave that, so I actually love what they did as well with Natalie. So they actually allowed us to work through her past through Natalie, and also allow Riri to work through her trauma.
Yes.
So it was just like a beautiful segue to like getting to know her and also progressing through her friendship with Natalie. I was like, okay, that was dope. They were able to show us some past. They were also able to kind of show us her healing from it, because she has to heal through Natalie
Yes,
to.
because the trauma's still there.
Exactly.
She went back to the place where it happened, and she started having a panic attack.
Absolutely. Whoever wrote that,
Beautiful.
killed it. That was
Beautiful.
beautiful. Like, you nailed the backstory, the current trauma healing. You knocked it out the park.
All the stuff with the family and friends stuff is really good in the show.
Absolutely.
Like, I love that. Now, we could touch on the criminals, the villains. I want to know what you think, because that's kind of where it loses me a little bit.
All right. I've watched a lot of criminals. We love Power. We watch a lot of criminal shit. This is the softest gang I have ever seen. Softest gang I've ever seen. And the main guy, the hood of the show, I'm like, bro, he's soft. Like, I'm like, why is he has nothing about him that is like menacing or like, oh, I'm a villain. I'm like, damn, I guess they trying to do the Robin Hood aspect, like, oh, we're gonna take from the rich and we're gonna pay ourselves. They're not gonna give back to the people. They're gonna pay ourselves. And it's all about him, and he has ulterior motive.
I ain't gonna lie to you, it's so corny with this contract.
Sign
the contract. It's so corny. It's so corny.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just shut up. I'm gonna just take it. But these criminals, bad guys, they're bad, bro. Like, that shit is bad. Like,
it's a good. So here's the thing. It's a good little theory they have. Like, it's kind of like, it's cool. All right, you have a hacker. You got some fighters. You got a pickpocketer. Obviously, you got Riri. Like, it's cool to have all these different. You would think, but it's not believable.
Yes,
None of them are believable. And that's kind of my problem with all of them, is I don't believe in any of them.
That's like, so y'all gonna go fuck some shit up? Nah, no. Now, I do like the bending bullets. That's actually pretty hard. Mm-hmm. Like, the invisibility that he does, and I actually think all that shit is hard.
The hood and all that stuff, and the stuff that he can do is really cool. But like you said, his motivation for doing these things is not there. Like, I don't believe it. I love, the acting by Anthony Ramos has always been good. Obviously, you look at what he's been in, the Transformers, the King Kong Godzilla movies, Into the Heights. Like, he's a very good actor. It's not him we have an issue with. Yeah. It's the character and what his motivation is.
Now, speaking of motivations, I think they need to sharpen up Riri's motivations for the suit. Like, she keeps saying, "Oh, it's because I can." I'm like, so she has zero. Think about this. She has 0 ounce of motivation to be a savior, but she's trying to undermine the hood because she doesn't like what he's doing. I'm like,
she doesn't know where the power comes from. She doesn't know what's going on with the power. I have to know. Yeah,
she wants to do all that, but has no motivation to be a hero.
None at all.
I'm like, so you want to save? You want to try to figure out what he's doing, or this isn't right? We're criminals, but on the other end, you have no aspiration to be a hero.
Like, and that's the thing. That's what her AI keeps telling her. Like, hey, listen. You got to get out of this. Like, you need to have a better motivation. You're a criminal. Yes, and you don't want to be a criminal. You want to obviously be a hero, but you're not showing. All you're caring about right now is getting this money and making this one suit perfect. And that's one of my issues I have. Obviously, with Tony Stark and Iron Man, he had multiple suits. And because obviously that one suit's made of what?
Vibranium. Oh, no.
Like metal, obviously it can break easily, and then you got to start all over again. So in my head, I'm thinking, you need to get more than just this suit. Like, she's really all about this one particular suit.
Yeah, but I take that too as a money thing.
No, I get it.
I take that as a money thing.
It's a money thing, of course. But in my head is, obviously we're going to get to a fight between her and the hood at some point. Right?
Which she shouldn't win, but continue.
That suit's probably going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like we're going to start basically all over again.
So with her having to figure out what can I do to stop the hood. Do you think that he's gonna be privy to what she's doing now? Because he's seen.
And see, at the end is like it looks. She's seen that. Like he's seen like, oh, she's the reason why my boy Joe died.
I think it's gonna be an instant rift. I think the next 3 episodes. I think he's not gonna be like, hey, come do this another job. I think it's gonna be a rift right off rip.
If that's the way it's gonna be, then I gotta be honest with you, he's an idiot. He needs to make it seem like
close.
Yeah, keep her close, and then stab her in the back. Like that's the way I would look at it.
I do think that, but something about it. So
he did get overly emotional.
He did.
Yeah.
What made it start climaxing was that last episode was probably the best one.
Yeah, it was the best one.
And I love the mission, and she left dude in there to die. I love that.
That obviously, that's what. See, she's still learning how to be a hero. So that's still like, I don't know how to be a hero, so I'm just gonna let this guy die. Because obviously, nothing, especially when it comes to Disney, no hero would do that, right?
They wouldn't do that. Now, the thing that started the pressure started mounting up is when she left the biometric scan behind.
Yes.
And the moment he said, please don't let this come back to me, I just knew it's about to come back to her. But the way they executed it really gave the feeling like she really messed up. Like, she really messed up. And she's, like, having a moment. She's panicking, having a panic attack. I was like, and it stops. Boom. I said, damn.
This is a very good end.
Very good
episode. To lead episode 4. That's what we need to see. Really good endings that make us want to come for more. That's what we like. We want more.
Yeah. So are you happy that you watched it? Because I remember you said you weren't looking forward to this.
This, as of right now, it's been fine. Stream to almost going downstairs, putting the popcorn in the microwave. It's getting there. It's getting to me. It's getting there to me wanting to put the popcorn in the microwave. It's gonna come down to these next few episodes. Do I think this is gonna be a successful series for Disney or not? It's still too early.
It's definitely too early. I would love to be like, see, I told you, Ironheart, it's worth it. It's almost there. They have to deliver on the next 3 episodes. They have to deliver. Now, WNBA, we ain't gonna make this long. Just a few small points. Caitlin Clark, what is going on, bruh? Like, I think so. Last night game was great. They played the Storm, beat the Storm, but she has been abysmal from the field, bro. Like, they didn't win that game because of Caitlin Clark. They won that game because Aaliyah Boston decides to run rampant.
Don't forget about Kelsey Mitchell.
And Kelsey Mitchell. I love Kelsey Mitchell. Mm-hmm. But she's been bad from the field. I don't know. And the turnovers is all high. What's going on?
Listen, shooters are going to shoot. Obviously, the best shooter of all time, Curry, Klay Thompson, even Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, have all had really bad games, really bad slumps where they have a couple bad games here and there.
Yeah.
She's a shooter. So, the one thing I will say is she needs to learn when her shot is off.
Chill.
Not only chill, but to start driving. Maybe more mid-range, maybe more like trying to get to the free throw line. Because, hey, that's the best way is getting to the free throw line. Right? Being aggressive and putting pressure. Because at the free throw line, just seeing your shot go in gives you the confidence.
Right.
Correct? Like, right now, she's giving J.R. Smith. She's giving J.R. Smith where I'm just going to keep shooting. Doesn't matter. Brick, brick, brick. I know she's going to come out the slump because she's a phenomenal player.
Right.
So she's going to come out of it. But right now, she's in a big slump. She's obviously still passing the basketball very well. But the turnover is still, like you said, to me, she's too ball dominant. She needs to they need to have someone else to facilitate as well because
Kelsey Mitchell. They
need to let her do more. They need to have Sydney Colson off the bench because I just feel like Caitlin, because she's such a great passer, she does too much.
They rely on her way too much.
Way too much.
That's why I was actually impressed with the team last night because they saw she was off, but they actually ran the offense through Aaliyah Boston. And so Caitlin Clark was making sure she feed her.
It's a matchup problem. They don't have anyone big enough to stop Aaliyah Boston.
Which comes back to that's good coaching.
Yeah.
which they didn't have last year. But I think she'll come out the slump as well. But man, it's been tough.
I think every coach is going to have this problem. Chrissy Sides last year, Stephanie White, this problem. They have this problem with Caitlin because it's Caitlin Clark, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to be like, hey, we want to take the ball out your hands a little bit more because you're Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
But I feel like for them to be the best Indiana Fever they're going to be, they're going to need Aaliyah Boston to be averaging a double-double. They're going to need Kelsey Mitchell probably to average more than Caitlin Clark is for them to be the most successful team.
Yep.
Because I feel like the best thing about Caitlin, people are going to talk about how great the logo Clark bombs. No. It's the passing. No one in the WNBA can pass like Caitlin Clark. Nobody.
And that's where I come to this point. For them to get in that next echelon, they need to make a move. They have, I don't know her name. She just announced that she wants to be traded.
You're talking about DeWanna Bonner.
Yeah, Bonner. Yeah, definitely. They need to trade her. They need to get another point guard that can help facilitate or be her Klay Thompson. Or they need just one more piece. They need one more piece. Maybe a 3-and-D person, defender.
I'm not sure they're going to be able to get anything for DeWanna because she wants to be traded. In the WNBA, it's a little bit different. They're probably going to release her, and they're probably going to re-sign Ari McDonald. When they had Ari McDonald earlier this year, she's a defender. She gets a lot of steals. She's kind of like that Jose Alvarado, Patrick Beverly type of player, and she just brings so much energy. And I'd be okay with that. You're right. They need to make a move at the trade deadline and bring someone else in. I'm not sure exactly because Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark, they're going to be pretty ball dominant with the points. And obviously, they get the ball to Boston. And they have Natasha Howard, who's been underwhelming this season for an all-star. To me, she needs to step her game up.
Yeah.
And it will really help the team. But they do need, to me, Ari McDonald will help because they definitely need more defense. Because Caitlin is a defensive liability. Kelsey's not the best defender either. Aaliyah Boston's pretty good, and Natasha Howard's pretty good.
Sure.
But the guard play for defense is not there. They get right in there, drive.
Easy work.
Easy work. Like I remember against the Aces a couple games ago, Chelsea Gray was getting whatever she wanted.
God damn, dog. I was at work sick.
Yeah, they were getting because Asia was having a bad first half.
Bro, and
they should have took
advantage.
advantage.
Second half.
Yeah, and in the second half they got lit up, which I expected to happen because Asia is the second best player in the WNBA behind Fee. So I expected her to wake up. You know what I mean? Because these are unstoppable. To me, her and Fee are the two most unstoppable players in WNBA.
Now I talked about this already, and they're proving my point even more. LA Sparks, what the fuck, bro? You can bro, it's getting worse and worse, bro. You lost to the Sky, bro. They had
Cardosa
a lead,
and
bro.
Angel Reese get off.
They had a 11-point lead, and they lost the game, bro.
They're missing Cameron Brink. They're missing Cameron Brink bad.
They are, but
because that's power forward and the center getting off. You need Cameron Brink. They don't have any rim protection right now.
Crazy to me. I'm like, just seeing them just lose this bad. It's just like, what the fuck?
The strength of the Sky is obviously the rebounding and the scoring. Camila Cardoza, Angel Reese, they have nothing for them without Cameron Brink. Hopefully Cameron Brink's come back soon. They need her bad.
Now I'm gonna give you your credit because you warned me, and I've been low key peeping it, but Atlanta Dream, they gonna fold.
I told you that.
You told me. I stood on Mercury. I still believe in Mercury, and I love Sabbaty, boy. I like her. Satu, I like her.
You like the way she looks. Come on,
man. I mean,
she looks.
I like her. I'm gonna get her shirt, but
you like the way she looks. I know.
She can ball, bro.
She can ball, but calm down.
Right.
Like I told you about the Dream. They are a solid team.
Bro, if the threes ain't falling,
but the threes aren't falling. It isn't happening. Like I said, to me, they're probably a first. They're gonna make it to the playoffs, but they're a first round playoff team that's gonna get out. They're gonna be out of there.
Who gonna take them out?
What do you mean?
Who gonna knock them out the playoffs?
I mean,
in the first round.
Because think about it, right? So you got the Lynx, the Liberty. So the Lynx, the Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Mercury, the Fever. These are like the top 4 right there. You got the Seattle Storm, 5. So like they're gonna be a bottom or C most likely.
Oh, yeah,
it's not gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah,
so they're gonna be out in the first round. But they obviously, like you said, they have talent. I'm not gonna underestimate. They have talent. They're just not there yet.
They're tricky. If the threes are falling, they're a problem. But if they not falling, and they supposed to have good defense, bro. Was it the Wings they played last night?
Yeah, they lost to the Wings.
They lost to the Wings.
The Wings are improving though.
They are, bro.
improving.
I like Paige.
Yeah.
Paige. They need to trade. Ooh, I can't pronounce the name, so I don't want to mess it up.
Arike?
But Arike. They need to trade her. Get her the fuck out of there. Just trade her.
Trade her for what?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how I'm fresh to WNBA. I don't know how the trades work. I don't know if they get good value. I don't know if they just do trade picks. I don't know.
I know, but trade her for what? What do you want for them?
Maybe 3 a D or a forward. That's what I would do.
I don't know why you want to trade her so bad. They're finally building something here. They're
She's
finally
been
building something.
ass. She's been ass.
That happens. Like I said, she's a shooter. That's the thing with shooters. You have slumps. That's the problem with shooters.
Yeah.
You have slumps. I think she's gonna obviously listen. She's one of the best one-on-one players in the league. Give her some time. She'll be fine. Arike is a very good player.
Do the Wings, Sky, and we'll stop right there. Do they have a chance to go on a run to make the playoffs?
The Sky, no. They're about to lose Camila Cardozo now. She's going to Brazil.
Well,
She's playing, and to me, hey, I love the Barbie. I love Angel Reese. Camila Cardozo's better than her. Simple, plain foot, better scorer, better offensive player. Angel Reese can rebound. I get it. But Camila Cardozo is the better player, and they're going to miss her a lot.
I don't want to do Angel like that. I'd rather see her by herself first before I agree with you, but I want to at least give her a chance to see what she can do by herself.
You're not going to like what you're going to see.
We'll see. I mean,
You're not going to like what you're going to see.
So they have no shot. You think the Wings have a shot?
Yes.
They would have to go on a crazy run.
They're showing me they're basically going to do what the Indiana Fever did last year. The Fever started the season off 0-6, and then 1-7, and then the Fever went on a run. I believe Paige Beckers is just like Caitlin Clark. Listen, it's kind of the same type of DNA. They had Aaliyah Boston. They have Arike. Yeah. They have Dejani Carrington. They have the pieces to make a little bit of run to make the playoffs. That's probably the last seed.
The Tres Leches was. I thought about the Fever. One of the guards had Tres Leches on the shirt. It's kind of funny. Sorry, this is random.
Listen, what you thinking about the Aces? You know, they got a big win over the Fever. Do you think the Aces can make this run? I've been telling you, don't count them out. Too much veteran presence.
No, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. Like, if they would have lost to Fever, that was the moment for me. Mm-hmm. But tonight they gotta blow out the Suns. They gotta blow out the Suns. Show me something. If it's tight,
they're gonna blow out the Connecticut. The Connecticut Sun are the worst team in the league.
Yeah, and they lost Mabry. It's 18.5. Just take 30. Just push that shit up. Go get triple money.
Asia gonna have 30.
Yeah. I do believe the Aces, they're gonna be steady. Can't believe I'm gonna say this, but we might see Valkyrie start to come back down to earth now.
Why are you saying that?
This
is supposed to be your squad.
I know, but they got
why so much your squad is.
They got a tough schedule coming.
I told you. I was telling you. I said, hey, I think the Valkyrie can make some noise. They beat the Fear by double digits.
I need to see what they do tonight.
And then they just won. Then they beat the Sun too.
I need to see them versus Liberty tonight. I need to see them. That's what I need to see.
Liberty are without Jonquel Jones.
I understand that.
I think, and they were in the Liberty just lost again to Seattle Storm because they were also without
Sabrina
Ionescu.
She's gonna be back though tonight, but this would be a good team.
Okay, so let's say they lose, but it's close. Will you believe in them still?
Hell yeah.
Because
if they lose in
your squad, and I see a lot of potential in them.
Oh, I see.
They're a playoff team to me.
I just see a tough road. They have at least 8 to 9 games in a row that's gonna be pretty fucking tough.
Because see, the future to me is the Valkyrie, and I see the Mystics being a team in the future that's gonna be scary.
Ooh, that Scows are raw. Yeah.
They have some pieces. They're gonna be scary in a couple years. See, a lot of these, like the Liberty and the Lynx, are really good right now.
They got
but in a couple years, age is gonna catch up. Like Stewie's gonna get old. She already is getting older. So these teams, you're gonna see a difference. Now, there's a lot of teams on the rise. So
Wings.
yeah, Wings are definitely on the rise.
I like Valkyrie, but one of the best players, KT, she's a little older too. So they kind of got to get their LeBron on the team eventually.
Well, I know they're praying and hoping that in a couple years they can get Juju. I know they're hoping.
Oh,
because it
Valkyrie?
makes a lot of sense. Her being in California, it makes a lot of sense.
She wouldn't come out next year?
No. She was a sophomore, so they don't come out early in the WNBA.
Oh, Valkyries, I like what y'all building. The coach, tank so we can get Juju. Not this year, next year. Tank so we can get Juju. Just tank. I'm just messing around. Keep building the team. I love what y'all doing. I definitely love the team. You got anything else?
Who do you think is who can really challenge the Liberty and the Lynx? Or is it just gonna be Liberty and Lynx finals again? Who do you think is their biggest? Just one team.
Aces. That's about
Aces?
it. That's about it. I would love to say Mercury, but I gotta chill out.
Okay, I can see that too. Aces, yeah. I can't right now. I can't say the Fever. I have to see Caitlin Clark be more consistent. I have to see her be more consistent, and I also have to see what else is going on in that locker room. Why didn't DeWanna Bonner want to keep playing with a team with Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell? What's going on?
We can talk a lot about that, but we gotta chill out. Chill out.
I want to know more about that.
We'll probably get into that next week. Let's say what's real.
Like, follow, subscribe for more content.